Thank you, Senator Heinrich. Senator Barrasso.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations again on your nomination. Thank you for taking time to visit with me yesterday. I wanted to ask about liquefied natural gas exports. In 2011, you co-authored a report entitled The Future of Natural Gas, and in the report you wrote that, quote, American security interests can be strongly affected by the energy supply concerns of its allies. You went on to explain that the natural gas cutoff to Europe demonstrated Russia's market power in a situation where key allies have inadequate alternative supplies of gas. And I wanted to show a chart that shows really how vulnerable many of our NATO allies are to Russian gas. You'll see that, for example, Russian gas makes up 48% of the gas consumed in Germany, 71% of the gas consumed in Poland and Turkey, 100% in Latvia, Lithuania, Slovakia. So in January of this year, I introduced a bipartisan legislation, Republicans and Democrats together co-sponsoring, which would expedite LNG exports to NATO allies and to Japan. I have heard from many of our NATO allies and from Japan that they want to buy our gas. We talked a little bit about yesterday the gas in the global market. Do you believe that LNG exports from the United States to these countries would strengthen our national security interests?
Thank you, Senator Barrasso. That's a very interesting question. I think many dynamics in the gas market address this question of working with allies. I just want to start with that. I mean, exports is clearly one, but I would just also note that if you look at the last few years, just the fact that the United States had this gas revolution led to essentially the diversion of a lot of LNG that was targeting the United States to Europe, created a remarkable amount of spot market pricing and put pressure on the Russian imports. So I think there's many ways in which these dynamics come together. One of the things that I've noted in my opening statement as well that we'd like to pursue is the so-called quadrennial energy review. Now that sounds like a process, but I mention it here because the point of it is that it would be a mechanism for getting the many different threads of energy, let me call it policy, from multiple departments. This would include, in this case, the State Department, the Department of Defense, so that our national security interests are part and parcel of our energy decisions.
I want to switch to an issue of nuclear energy. I'd like to ask you about the United States Enrichment Corporation, also known as USEC. I understand you were a member of their Strategic Advisory Council from 2002 to 2004. You were one of 9 members of the council. I think you were a paid advisor for the work. In March, a spokesman for USEC, they applauded your nomination. And the reason I'm asking this is because there have been extraordinary steps by the Department of Energy has been taking to, I think, bail out USEC, a company that Congress privatized in 1996. Many in Congress have concerns about the Department of Energy's agreement with USEC, which was announced in May of 2012. Under that agreement, the Department of Energy is in the process of giving uranium, publicly owned uranium, in an effort to prop up USEC. This agreement has contributed to a near 20% drop in the price of uranium and put new uranium mining projects at risk in other locations. It's threatened good-paying jobs in Wyoming and other states. Some have called for you to recuse yourself from decisions involving USEC. So the question is, if confirmed, what will be your position on using the public uranium for the benefit of USEC?
Thank you, Senator. Well, first of all, on recusal issues in this and any other cases, I will always be consulting very closely with counsel. I mean, I have had no connection with the company for a decade, basically. I think there are several issues that come in here. One is the issue, which is not directly to your point, I'll come to that in a second, but that there is this issue of the requirement, really, to try to maintain an American origin enrichment technology for the purposes of national security and support of allies. Secondly, however, directly onto your point, I think that in my own history at the department previously, and I will certainly, if confirmed, say absolutely going forward, always take into account in balancing issues the health of our domestic industry. In my last go-around, I mean, that was manifest in the way we managed the megatons to megawatts program, which in fact pretty much shielded the domestic industry. And I think that is that will be an important criterion in any decision that we make. And I think an integrated uranium plan along these lines, I think, is what we need to deliver.
Great. Finally and briefly, on Friday, the Energy Daily reported that Senator Reid and his staff may be seeking to place the former chairman of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, Gregory Jaczko, as a special advisor at the Department of Energy. Do you know is there any truth to this report? You know anything?
I read that, and I have absolutely nothing whatsoever, no communications whatsoever in any form from anyone on that subject.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Barrasso.